On this day in history, July 19, 1980, the Summer Olympics opened in Moscow, though some 60 countries refused to attend because of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan in 1979. It was the largest boycott in the history of the Olympic movement. The Western governments first considered the idea of boycotting the Moscow 1980 Summer Olympics in response to the situation in Afghanistan at the December 20, 1979 meeting of NATO representatives. The idea gained popularity in early January 1980 when Soviet nuclear scientist and dissident Andrei Sakharov called for a boycott. On January 14, the Carter administration joined Sakharov's appeal and set a deadline by which the Soviet Union must pull out of Afghanistan or face the consequences, including an international boycott of the Games. On January 26, Canadian Prime Minister Joe Clark announced that Canada, like the US, would boycott the Olympics if Soviet forces did not leave Afghanistan by February 20. Carter also proposed moving the Olympics to Greece on a permanent basis to eliminate the issue of politicization of the Games hosting, but the International Olympic Committee rejected this idea. When the deadline passed a month later without any change to the situation in Central Asia, Carter pushed US allies to pull their Olympic teams from the upcoming Games. In an attempt to save the Games, Lord Killinan, then president of the IOC, arranged to meet and discuss the boycott with Jimmy Carter and Soviet General Secretary Leonid Brezhnev before the new May 24 deadline. Killinan insisted that the Games should continue as scheduled, while President Carter reaffirmed the US position to boycott the Games unless the Soviet Union withdrew from Afghanistan. Many countries ultimately joined the US in a full boycott of the Games. Some of these countries competed at the alternative Liberty Bell Classic or Olympic boycott games held in Philadelphia that same year. In addition to the Liberty Bell Classic, the U.S. Gymnastics Federation held an international invitational tournament in Hartford, Connecticut. If you're interested in learning more about this day in history, check out these books that are linked in our bio. If you use these links, you can support our page.